Hello, beautiful people. Welcome. In this video, we are evaluating an exponential function. So what that means is they will give you a value for x. You plug in that x and you solve for what is your answer. As always, disclaimer time, if I make a mistake, I am human. Please let me know where the mistake occurs so that way I may learn from it. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so what's going to happen is they're going to give you f of something. So this is f of whatever number you have. In this case, 2. F of 2. So this number, whatever number it is, on the inside of your parentheses, right? On the inside of your parentheses, that's going to be your x value. That's going to be your variable. Sometimes it's not x. Sometimes it can be whatever it is you want it to be. And you're going to use that to substitute. You're going to take that number that represents x, you're going to take it and you're going to put it in where your variable is, in place of. So let's go ahead and continue. So let's say we have f of 2. So I'm going to rewrite this as f of 2. Now, where did I get this f of 2 from? Well, they've given it to me. This is my f of 2. Notice that my x now becomes 2. So when you are rewriting this, 8, this x now becomes 2 as well. Everything else you just copy down. And you're going to solve. So on this side, you're going to keep. You're not going to change anything. So it's going to stay f of 2. That just means the function evaluated at 2. It's just telling you to solve when x is 2. This is not something you work with. Now on this side, you're going to evaluate. So you're going to say what 8 squared is. So 8 squared plus 2. And I realized I just rewrote the same thing twice. That's okay. 8 squared means that you have 8 times 8 plus 2. 8 times 8 is 64 plus 2. 64 plus 2 is 64, 5, 6. So your final answer should be f of 2 is equal to 66. Let's do this one more time. Let's go ahead and try. I'm going to try to do a little bit more explanation. Step number 1, you're going to rewrite whatever is given, f of 1, underneath. Then you're going to replace the x value with whatever number you have. In this case, x is 1. So this here should be a 1. So for step 2, you're going to rewrite this again. But this time, you're going to have, instead of x, you're going to put your x value. In this case, our x value is 1. After that, you're going to start to evaluate by evaluating what your exponent is. In this case, it's 7 to the first power, which is just 7. I'm going to highlight this in a different color. Let's use yellow. You're going to evaluate whatever the exponent, whatever the exponent is attached to. And then step 4, you're going to solve. So we have f of 1. Again, remember the f of whatever, this on the left-hand side, you don't change it. It remains the same. 7 times 3 is 21, and then you are done. That is your answer. All right, let's try this one more time. Use the following function rule to find f of -3. Now, this one's a challenge. This is a challenge. And it's a challenge because you do have a negative as an x value. Negatives are a little bit more challenging because they represent something different. So let's go ahead and do a quick little thinking bubble. when you have a negative exponent, you're going to take whatever it is that the exponent is attached to. I'm just going to do a bunch of different examples to show you. I'm just going to use a letter here. Okay, let's do these 3 examples real quick. So what that happens is you're going to create a fraction and flip it. So here it is. Here is my base. Here is my exponent. I'm going to flip the base. So I'm going to create first a fraction. Everything stays the same. I'm going to flip the base and keep the number. But once I flip it, the negative goes away. So in this case, I have 1/3 to the first power. And that's a little tight, so let me zoom in. So that way you guys can see it better. Let's do this one here again. Take the fraction, flip it. If you don't have a fraction, make a fraction. Take the fraction, flip it, remove the negative. Take the fraction, flip it, remove the negative. Let's do another one like this. So let's say I have 5 to the negative 10th power. Since 5 is not a fraction, I'm going to create a fraction, flip the fraction, remove the negative. So in this example, there's A and B, but this is a secret. So mathematicians are lazy. Only B has the -3 as an exponent. So when you're dealing with something like this, the A doesn't do anything. But for the B, you're going to create a fraction, and you're going to flip the fraction, remove the negative. So let's go ahead and find f of -3. So for f of -3, we're going to do step number 1, same thing, rewrite it. Step number 2 is exchange the x value to the negative. In this case now, because we have a negative exponent, you're going to create a fraction. And to create the fraction, it will become f of -3 is equal to 5/1 to the -3rd power. You're going to create a fraction. You're now going to flip or take the reciprocal. And you're going to remove the negative. So this right here, flip the fraction, remove the negative, has to happen at the same time. It's not separate steps. So I'm going to say f of -3 is equal to flip the fraction, remove the negative. I'm going to leave this here just for right now. Actually, I won't. Let's solve it. Let's evaluate it. There's some space here. So now what does this mean? F of -3 is equal to 1/5 to the 3rd power. That just means I have 1/5, 3 times. So I have 1/5 times 1/5 times 1/5, and you're going to solve it. 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times, just kidding, 5 times 5 is 25. 25 times 5 is 125. And that's your answer. It's a little bit squished here. I apologize. But hopefully you were able to follow my words and my arrows. All right, beautiful people, that is it. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.